You're in the hot seat now for some real serious offences.
I'm not interested in it.
You're being accused of an armed robbery.
When a criminal strikes...
Money now. Don't put me till now.
Listen to me. Do anything I perceive to be a threat to life to be shot, do you understand?
Terrified victims deserve justice.
To have something like this held to your throat, absolutely petrifying.
It's innocent people going about their day-to-day lives. They didn't deserve this in the slightest.
First, detectives must identify a suspect.
This lad, and it's him.
Suspect's quite prolific. We really need to get this guy in custody.
Police, drop to your knees. Do not move. Right, you're arrest.
Game over for me now, isn't it?
Next,
Police.
they must hunt for concrete evidence.
Ooh, it's like George in the jungle in there.
That's him, innit?
Ah, perfect.
Then question the suspect face to face.
This is your opportunity. If you're going to tell us something, you tell us it now.
Did you put the knife to his throat?
Absolutely not.
What are we doing? Phone out there. You come up. Get out of my way.
Will the evidence stand or fall?
That is that.
That is that.
Will the suspect confess or deny everything? Will the police uncover the truth in time?
24 hours is a very limited period of time to carry out a full investigation.
Because time is ticking and we've got 8 hours left.
The best way to safeguard the public is to have the suspect in custody and remand them to prison.
Boom! All the charges, yes!
This time, a man is attacked on his doorstep by an armed gang.
Taken by this guy from my face.
Get his hands up. I cannot see your head and sit up.
Armed police arrest 4 suspects at gunpoint.
Listen to me. Make any threats to life, you'll be shot, do you understand?
Please, what's your emergency?
Hello. I come back from work. Took my coming with the gun, broken all my face, and they tried to kill me. And now, could you come, police?
What's happened?
Is it took my coming with the gun? When I opened door, he's broken all my face.
Let me ask you the questions. Did you see a gun?
Gun, yeah.
So what type of gun was it?
Handgun, hand.
Okay, how long ago was this?
Is it 5-10 minutes ago, sir?
Police, including armed response officers, are scrambled to the victim's address.
I'm just going to take a photo of your face, okay?
What, one of them sets about him on the doorstep? Gone down.
Just take one of your nose, because there's a bit on your nose. There we go. Okay.
The attack was captured on his home's CCTV.
So literally, he's arriving home from work. He comes in and they just come round and then just it all happens out here. Yeah. They're clearly waiting for him.
This one have gun. This one have gun. The tall one, he's got one gun.
There's one who's slightly taller than the other. The taller one appears, it's possibly grey faded jeans, possibly.
He's fighting by this guy from my face. This time I nearly done this. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, baseball cap's got the gun.
What about him? One here.
Yeah, where did he come from?
The attackers waited in a grey van across the street, assaulted the victim, and fled after he fought them off. Police checks link the grey van to another vehicle, a black people carrier. And it's been spotted nearby. Armed officers move in.
Hey, listen to me! Do exactly as you're told, round, please. Exit the vehicle now, on this side. Do exactly as you're told. You mess about, do anything I perceive to be a threat to life, you'll be shot, do you understand? Keep your hands where we can see them. Down on your knees now. Passenger, listen to me, hands on top of your head. Make any threats to life, you'll be shot, do you understand? Stand up. Turn around, walk backwards towards the sound of our voice. Down on your knees now. Put your hands on your head. Hands on your head. Get his hands up. I cannot see your head. And sit up. Sit up.
The 4 occupants are arrested.
Secure. Shut the locker, mate. At this time, I'm arresting you on suspicion of Section 16A of the Firearms Act. Listen to me. Don't be dramatic. Identification, do you understand me?
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Vincent.
Vincent, right. What's your name, sir?
Safin Mohammed.
Safin? Understand why you've been arrested?
No.
The officer's next priority is to find the gun.
You got a man bag down in this footwell here. A lot of cannabis in the door. Black tape. Got my here in the car now. Nothing that one. Okay, look. Aston gaffer tape back on.
But there's no sign of the firearm.
It's just a bodge repair, innit?
The car will be sent for a forensic examination. The men are taken into custody at Grimsby Police Station. They are Vincent Bennett, known as V, Mark Begner, Safin Mohammed, and Sukhvinder Singh Degwa, known as Sukh. Because of the seriousness of the offences, officers from both Grimsby and Scunthorpe are working on the case.
So we've got 4 in custody for possession of firearm.
PC Abby Ellis is briefing detectives on the 2 vehicles involved in the incident.
So from ANPR checks, it shows they have travelled up from London in a VW Sharon. It's registered to an address in London.
So what they're doing in Scunthorpe?
Yeah.
Where were the vehicles registered to?
Checks were done on the Citroen van that had been left outside the victim's house. It's a hire vehicle from Doncaster Van Hire. They've got to Doncaster, and then they've chosen to hire a van. What did they need the van for?
It's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll need the victim's first account, any CCTV that we can get. Searches need to be done as priority, I think, don't they?
Yeah, I think
it makes
once...
all the difference if we do find a firearm.
Yeah.
The priority is to find the weapon and establish if the men in custody are responsible for the attack.
So we just need to get details from the victim. When he was initially spoken to, there was a bit of a language barrier. At this point, we just need to get an interpreter over the phone so we can get a full account, see if there's any other lines of inquiries that we can do.
You may go ahead, please.
Okay.
بعد الدنيا حاتمه لإيه ساعات بينجو ددق لإيش حاتمه هات نجان.
Okay. When I came back from work, from my shop, I came back home as suddenly a van appeared and guys came out with a gun, a pistol, and hit me. And they beat me.
I tried to open the door, he's coming with a pistol gun in my hand, and look what's happened to me.
The gun, was that used to cause your injury?
Yeah.
What part of the gun did they use to cause the injury? So did they...
It's backside, I think backside. No, backside gun.
Yeah.
Back.
I'm just watching the CCTV footage that is showing me now.
Okay.
So this camera, that's at your house?
Yes, my house.
How many cameras have you got?
2.
Have you got any issues with anyone? Any sort of reason why this might happen?
24 years, I live in this country.
Yeah.
Full-time working, I have any problem with nobody.
No issues. He's scared, which is understandable if he's had a gun pointed at his head. The footage of the attack clearly shows him being assaulted, but the resolution on the app is quite low. So I will get that CCTV recovered as soon as we can from the actual CCTV monitor itself. Hopefully it'll be a bit clearer. Hopefully we'll be able to see if there is a gun involved.
Detectives have made a discovery while searching the suspects.
There was found one in yesterday.
Upon a search of one of the 4 suspects, Vincent Bennett, we've found a warrant card with the police insignia on it, and then a rank of detective sergeant with the suspect's photograph on it.
That's him, innit?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's potentially opened up a world of other stuff this guy's linked to.
Right.
If this police ID is genuine, it raises more urgent questions.
How he's actually got hold of what appears to be an authentic police wallet. So that concerns me, that he does have actually links within the Met Police, or he does have links within the police to actually gain hold of one of these wallets. And that's something that our anti-corruption team will have to look into. Why has he got this warrant card? What use is that to him?
Just who are the arrested men? And where is the gun?
Hands on top of your head. Do exactly as you're told, right, please.
4 men have been arrested on suspicion of carrying out an apparently motiveless attack on a man.
Down on your knees now.
Officers believe the assailants had a gun, but have yet to find it.
Get his hands up. I cannot see on your him. head and sit up.
Police ID was found with one of the suspects, Vincent Bennett.
What's your name, sir? Vincent. Vincent, right.
Well, the warrant card is something that police officers carry around with them. It's got their ID on it. It's our way of telling the public that we're genuine and that we are actually police officers.
It's crucial that DC Belton establishes whether this identification is genuine or not.
Well, my initial thoughts are, just taking this out of the wallet, you can see it's fake. It's on a glossy bit of card. Although, within that, it's going to look quite official.
Impersonating a police officer is a serious offence. Crime scene investigators are examining the 2 seized vehicles, starting with the black people carrier.
This is the vehicle that the 4 suspects were located in and arrested from. Our main priority is the firearm that was used in the offence. That still hasn't been located. Hopefully, it is inside this vehicle somewhere.
They soon make an important discovery.
Knuckle duster.
Locate a knuckle duster in the boot. There's been no mention of one during this incident. Whether or not it's used or not is going to have to be established. It's not a typical weapon we see used very often. You're not supposed to have it.
That's definitely DNA.
There is what could be blood on the weapon. It'll be sent away for DNA testing.
So we've got the black holdall that was found in the rear of this vehicle.
The search reveals what the suspects might have had in store for their victim.
Inside we've got a imitation police stab vest. We've got some gloves, another face mask, and then we've got some white cable ties that could potentially be used in some kind of kidnapping, potentially, to restrain somebody, which again, we're wondering, was that their plan?
But one key bit of evidence is still missing.
Hello, sir. Just to give you just a quick update. No firearm yet, unfortunately.
In Grimsby, Detective Sergeant Ryan Johnson is preparing for the suspects' interviews.
Let's have all of them in interview arrested on suspicion of impersonating a police officer. The fact that the vehicle they've been found in has the police body warmers / clothing, and certainly Bennett with the warrant card. Let's delve into that so that they're all under investigation for that. Time is ticking and we've got 8 hours or so left.
Can you accept your first Burkett? Bennett, please.
DC Richard Burkett will question Vincent Bennett, the suspect found with the fake ID.
You're not looking for any confessions, you're just trying to tie them into a story which we can either verify or which can prove to be false. And once we can tie somebody into an account, then we can check it with the evidence that we've got. Vincent, can you introduce yourself, please? Give me your full name.
Yeah, my name's Vincent Bennett.
Right, you was arrested last night on suspicion of being in possession of a firearm and for assault occasioning actual bodily harm. Are you responsible for causing a male actual bodily harm in Scunthorpe yesterday?
No comment.
Are you responsible for being in possession of a firearm yesterday in Scunthorpe in North Lincolnshire?
No.
Any idea where this alleged gun would be now?
No comment.
Upon your arrest, you was in possession of what looks to be a counterfeit police officer warrant card. Are you responsible for that offence?
No comment.
Are you a detective sergeant?
No comment.
In the vehicle that you were stopped in by police, there was some cannabis found in one of the door pockets. Are you responsible for being in possession of that Class B drug, cannabis?
No. I don't smoke or drink alcohol.
Okay. And then in the boot area, a brass and coloured knuckle duster and a mobile phone. Did you know there was in there?
No comment.
Are them items yours?
No comment.
Who do them items belong to?
No comment.
Will you be forensically linked to them items?
No comment.
So what you're saying here is that we wouldn't find your DNA or fingerprints on any of those items that's got police on it?
You're saying no comment. No comment.
No. You said it, then you said it. Okay.
As expected, no comment from Vincent regarding the warrant card. Didn't tell us anything about that.
Yeah.
Just no commented on it. I don't think it would have gone any other way, interviewing him.
Well, how do you talk your way out of that?
You don't, do you?
Back at the garage, CSI officers examining the van hired in Doncaster have made a discovery.
We've recovered the rear number plates and they've added some tape to make it unidentifiable. So this is a C for Charlie and an F for Foxtrot, and they've added a little bit of tape down the edge to make it an O and change the F Foxtrot to an E Echo.
Altering registration plates is illegal. It shows whoever hired the van wanted to travel undetected. And there's another potentially important find inside.
We found several items. The first item of which is some car keys belonging to Mark Begwenner. We found a wallet that was recovered from inside the van. It's got his cards in, it's got his driving licence in.
And it's not the only thing that's been left behind.
We found a rental agreement in Mark's name within the van. Begwenner had actually hired that van from Doncaster earlier that day.
And we found a phone that's been attributed to Mark Begwenner as well.
It's evidence that puts one of the suspects, Mark Begner, in the van the attackers left at the crime scene.
We're in an interview room at Bircham Way Police Station, and I'm interviewing you. Just like to state your name for me.
Mark Begner.
You're in the hot seat now. Okay, you've been interviewed for some real serious offences. You've been found in a vehicle with police uniforming. What has gone on?
No comment.
Why was you in Scunthorpe?
No comment.
Did you drive to Scunthorpe?
No comment.
If we speak about the Grey Citroen Dispatch, why have you hired this vehicle?
No comment.
Because it's your name on the hire agreement.
No comment.
What have you left in the vehicle?
No comment.
What property in that vehicle actually belongs to you?
No comment.
This is important because when we go through the property and when the investigation's over, we want to attribute property.
Wallet, phone and a set of keys.
So that's all yours?
Yeah. The wallet, it's a black probably fake leather, with a West Ham crest on it. It's got about £400 in cash.
Can you account for that for me, please?
I can. I'm a builder, and on Monday I picked up 2 radiators and 2 thermostatic radiator valves for a customer. Cost £395.18, which I had the email on my phone, and the lady gave me £400 in cash. And she can vouch for that as well.
Okay, and whereabouts is that property within the vehicle?
No comment.
Okay, and how was that? How was your property come to be in that vehicle?
No comment.
Where was you sat in the vehicle?
No comment.
If we talk about the firearm, have you ever been in possession of a gun?
No comment.
Was you in possession of a gun yesterday?
No comment.
Where's the gun now?
No comment.
Did you happen to have any other weapons with you?
No comment.
And if you did, why did you have weapons with you yesterday?
No comment.
You got any questions you want to ask in regards to firearm at all? No. Okay.
It's a setback for detectives. Begner is not admitting any involvement, and the time he can be held in custody is running out.
The clock runs out at 7 o'clock tonight, so we're going to have to look at extensions.
We're gonna need you, my friend.
PC Abby Ellis and digital media investigator Adrian Fowler need to prove a gun was used and who did what in the attack.
We'll go to speak to the victim to get the CCTV from his address and talk to him about the footage. We just need to confirm from the CCTV footage if there was a firearm involved.
They need the clearest quality version of the footage downloaded from the victim's computer.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
This is where I park in my car. He's waiting behind van. Just waiting when I'm... No mask, nothing.
Because it happens quite quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So which one has the gun?
Second one.
There.
You can see.
Yeah.
This gun.
Yes.
Second one.
It's held like that.
And one of them stopping there.
Ooh.
Look.
And then it's away in his pocket.
Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
And
My pleasure to help.
We'll be in contact with you in terms of what happens next.
The visit has confirmed their suspicions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sorry about.
Take care.
Thank you.
No, I'm happy. There was
A gun.
There was a gun, definitely. It doesn't come into view that much, does it? But
You can see something.
it, yeah.
You see something quite clearly.
And the way that he's holding it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is the shape of a pistol as the victim has described it.
Now, as they continue assembling a case, detectives have still to establish, of the 4 suspects, who held the gun and who kept the lookout. Four men are in custody at Grimsby Police Station. Vincent Bennett, known as V, Mark Begner, Safin Mohammed, and Sukhvinder Singh Degwa, known as Sukh. All are suspected of a violent gun attack against a man on his doorstep. The officer's evidence includes a fake police ID card, a van rental agreement, a knuckle duster, and CCTV of the attack. But they have not found a gun. They need more time.
The superintendent has authorised the detention to be extended for an additional 12 hours. We need that additional time in order to be able to make sure that evidentially we're sound.
Meanwhile, the search of the gang's 2 vehicles continues.
So that's just one of the phones that we've seized from this vehicle. It's just the alarm going off, but they're still getting calls and still getting text messages. And if it's showing up on the screen, it can tell us a lot.
Officers take the car apart, piece by piece.
So it's been authorised for a destructive search. We're looking for any weapons that might be concealed.
The CCTV we've got, it does appear to be a firearm. We can't 100% confirm that. The victim thinks it was a firearm. Whether it's a functioning firearm, whether it's viable, or if it's an imitation, the fear is the same, so it's dealt with the same, really.
Hi mate, we've completed the search, nothing's been found, nothing evidential.
With no physical evidence of a gun, real or imitation, the custody interviews take on extra importance.
Hello, mate. Do you want to come with me?
DC Belton prepares to interview Safin Mohammed.
Just like to state your name for me, please.
My name?
Please.
Safin Mohammed.
Okay.
Mr. Singh, come to interview you.
While DC Burkett questions Sukhvinder Singh Degwa, the detectives have established it was his black people carrier the armed police stopped.
Could you give us your full name, please?
Sukhvinder Singh Degwa.
I have a pre-prepared statement for you.
Lovely.
I, Sukhvinder Singh Degwa, travelled from London to Doncaster to attend an auction. We arrived too late and missed it. I only travelled with Safin Mohammed. Safin drove us to Scunthorpe. The intention was to go to Hull to see his family. As I had been working the night before, I was too tired to keep driving, so I slept in the rear of the vehicle while Safin drove. I then woke up to the police surrounding my car. I have no knowledge of any robbery. I'm not involved in any way. I have no knowledge of the van, the police items, the weapons, or anything else seized. This is all I wish to say. It's a true and honest account. This statement has been prepared for me by my legal representative.
Right, excellent. You're claiming to have slept through everything. 2 people getting into your van.
I'm a heavy sleeper.
The people who were in your vehicle, what do you know about them now?
Nothing still.
Have you ever seen them before?
No comment.
Are they associates of yours?
No comment.
Are they associates of Safin's?
No comment.
We've got these 2 other people who've been found in your car later on. Can you see how that's not adding up for us?
I get it. But other than that, that's all I can
So,
do.
you sure there's nothing else you want to tell us here about what's happened?
Literally, that's everything I've just told you. I can't. What else do you want me to say? I was asleep and no comment now.
He's denied all knowledge of it, saying that he's slept through the whole duration from leaving Doncaster to the police requesting him to get out of the vehicle. He said that he didn't speak to anybody, didn't know the other people in the vehicle. When he woke up, there was 2 strangers in his vehicle.
Will the other suspects confirm or contradict this story? They've been kept apart since arrest, giving them no chance to agree an alibi.
Tell me what happened yesterday.
Basically, yesterday we come from London, we went to the auction in Doncaster. I don't know how we get there, what's happening, till I get arrested.
And who else was in that car with you?
Mark, V, and Sue. We just know him, V.
Okay. Who are these people to you?
Suk is my friend. Other guys just see him sometime.
So you organised that trip. So did you ring Mark and V?
No, I just ring Suk.
Suk.
Yeah.
It's sort of Sukhvinder Singh, yeah? That same person?
Yeah.
Okay. How did V and Mark become involved in the arrangement? You don't know? Are they a friend of Suk's?
I'm a friend of Suk's, yeah. Just coming for the trial.
Okay.
Safin Mohammed's account contradicts Sukhvinder Singh Degwa's claim that he didn't know the other 2 suspects.
What is the reason for going to Scunthorpe from Doncaster?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Detectives then ask Mohammed if he knows the victim.
You ever heard of him? No.
Have you communicated with him over phone, texting, calling?
I don't know.
All 4 suspects have now been interviewed. In Scunthorpe, PC Abby Ellis is examining CCTV from the Doncaster Van Hire Company.
Berko, you interviewed Singh Degva, didn't you?
Yes.
Want to look at this?
Detectives believe the 4 men drove to Doncaster in Sukhvinder Singh Degwa's black people carrier, where they hired a grey van.
So, there's a few stills of these 2, and that's clear as day, that's Mark Bagwena.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Vincent Bennett is wearing the same clothing, except he hasn't got that hat on. And then here, I think that's Singh Degva.
And when I interviewed him, he said that he didn't know these 2 guys, when clearly...
He stood with them.
He stood right next to him.
Yeah.
Looking at that picture, it don't look like Singh Degwa was asleep in the back of that Sharan all the time, does it?
Absolutely not.
Detectives can now examine the suspects' phones seized from the people carrier.
We basically take people's phones, we plug them into this machine, and we can download evidence from them.
DC Mark Davey has Sukhvinder Singh Degwa's phone, and he finds messages to Safin Mohammed.
And I can see he's having a conversation with a guy called Safin. There's a photograph there of what appears to be the front of the victim's home address.
The suspects deny knowing the victim, but were messaging about him just before the attack.
There's been texts between him and Safin. He sent some messages which show the victim's car, and there's maps of Scunthorpe. It would appear he was looking for the victim.
The texts contradict the suspects' interviews, and now detectives have enhanced CCTV. Will it put matters beyond doubt? The grey van arrives outside the victim's house at 4:20 p.m.
They've all been in that van.
Yeah.
2 of them get out of the van and walk up the street and wait in this alleyway.
Yeah.
And then watch the victim pull up in his white BM.
40 minutes later, the victim arrives and parks, unaware of the danger.
And then 2 of them come round from this side, round here.
As his key goes in the door, 2 men strike.
Definitely got something with a long barrel onto it. Well, medium barrel.
Can you just take it back on the slow time one? Thank you. Yeah, let's have a look.
North Face jacket.
Oh, I think that's Bennett. That's Bennett. So we've got him.
Are these stills then?
The best ones you can get.
Right.
His glove finishes there. Yeah. Is it a fist or is that a trigger?
Yeah.
It's a funny angle, isn't it? It's like almost like that.
Yeah, but he's pointing it at him, mate. Even if his hand is round there, he's pointing it at him, isn't he?
PC Abby Ellis compares the attacker's clothes on the CCTV with the suspect's clothes on arrest.
These are the screenshots from the body worn, just to show what all the suspects were wearing at the point they were arrested.
Yeah.
This is the first attacker. He's wearing denim jeans, a black cap, and a black hooded jacket, which matches the clothing Safin Mohammed was in. And this is the one that appears to have the firearm.
Definitely, that is Vinnie Bennett. You can see the jacket is a puffer-style coat.
Yeah. Looking at the third one,
I reckon that's Mark Bagwena.
I mean, he's a big lad.
He is. Looking at size build, when he stood here like this, that is Mark Bagwena.
Based on the descriptions and the clothing alone, we're confident that the offenders that we have in custody are the same males that carried out this offence.
As evidence, detectives have assembled CCTV, phone data, DNA samples, and the seized fake police ID. How will the suspects respond when challenged one final time?
Hands on top of your head. Do exactly as you're told, round, please. Down on your knees now.
Humberside detectives have arrested 4 men suspected of committing a vicious assault.
Have you got car keys? I have.
The team travel to the custody suite with the enhanced CCTV. Will the suspects finally admit it's them in the footage?
It'll be interesting to see the faces. What we're asking for is an admission or denial, isn't it? Yeah. Is it them or is it not them?
First up, suspect gunman Vincent Bennett.
So we'll be looking for body language, any change in posture, just to see how he's affected, and also to see if he's willing to crack.
So Vincent, what we have is some CCTV to show you. Now this CCTV is of the incident is 1 minute long. Can you see the screen okay?
Yeah.
Tell me about the person on the right.
No comment.
Is that person you?
No comment.
The second male entering that gateway reaches into his pocket. What is that person taking out of his pocket, Vincent?
No comment.
Is the thing that is taken out of that pocket a gun?
No comment.
With Bennett refusing to comment, will his co-accused, Safin Mohammed, react differently?
Do you recognise anybody being seen on that footage so far? No? Are any of those people you? No? So have you got anything at all to tell me about this footage? No? Did you appear on that footage at any point? Was you on the screen? Were you one of the people? No.
Will Mark Begner, the apparent lookout, explain why it looks like he's on the CCTV?
Can you see that person, Mark? Where did that person come from?
No comment.
Is that person you?
No comment.
Tell me who that person is.
No comment.
To me, it's quite a violent assault that's going on there. Have you got anything to say about that?
No comment.
Have you got anything that you could say in your defence here?
No comment.
Detectives now show the CCTV to Sukhvinder Singh Degwa, who claims he was asleep in his people carrier the whole time.
If you look here, these 2 males, yeah? Do you recognise either of those 2 males from that footage? No? Is one of those males you? Okay. Do you know where you were at the time this footage? You was in your own car? Okay.
Having heard the evidence against them, the suspects still deny involvement.
All right, thank you.
Based on the information that we've got at the moment, we're going to be seeking charging authority from the CPS.
But without the actual gun the police believe is seen in the CCTV, detectives can't tell if it was real or imitation.
I'm satisfied that if the victim's telling me that it was a firearm and the item I see on CCTV, that a firearm of some description was there, but from a charging perspective, we're going to have to seek the view of an imitation firearm at this time.
Threatening with an imitation gun is a serious offence and can lead to 10 years in prison. But now it's up to the Crown Prosecution Service to decide what charges, if any, the men should face.
It's 9:15 and time is ticking. We've got 1 hour and 30 minutes until the custody clock elapses with the warrant of further detention. So It's a waiting game now. Boom! Go ahead and charge to stop the clock. So we have got all of the charges that we have requested. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes again. We'll take that all day long. Full charges, brother. Full charges. She's gone with a lot.
Absolutely fantastic.
That is pre-planned, pre-arranged. They knew what they were coming to our area for, and bang, gotcha.
The suspects are brought one by one to the custody desk.
If you'd just like to just step in there, please.
Just want to go in there for us.
You're going to be charged with a number of offences by this officer.
You have to be cautioned, so you don't have to say anything.
But it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court.
Right, the first charge, on the 28th of November 2023 at Scunthorpe, jointly with Vincent Bennett, Mark Gwynner,
Safin Mohammed and Sukhvinder Singh Degwa had in your possession
an imitation firearm, namely handgun. The second one, intent to impersonate a member of a police force.
and on the 28th of the 11th conspired together to rob, contrary to section 1.1 of the Criminal Law Act.
The fourth charge, had with you an offensive weapon,
Namely a butterfly knife.
and the last charge,
Had with you an offensive weapon,
namely knuckle duster.
Bollocks, absolute bollocks.
But
Tell me
as I
about
said
morals.
to you the first time I spoke to you, Mark, I said to you that my job isn't to get involved
No,
in the
it's not
investigation
you.
directly.
Absolute bollocks.
All right, so I can't personally.
You can
answer.
tell by looking at the fucking video I'm not even in it.
Okay.
Tell me about my room.
Okay.
No worries.
No worries.
We'll see you later, Mark. All right.
What's the fucking point? Am I in it? Because I ain't touched nothing. Bollocks.
Mine got a bit griefy.
Ah.
Yeah, he wasn't happy. Fucking bollocks, fucking bollocks. That's what he was shouting at me.
All four are denied bail and remanded in custody, while the detectives prepare the case for court and await the forensic test results. The evidence detectives have been waiting for has arrived.
So, Vincent Bennett's jacket has contact bloodstain on it, matching that of our victim.
Okay.
The stab vest, the fake police stab vest, has Vincent Bennett's DNA around the collar.
Okay.
And the knuckle duster that was seized from the back of the Sharan has the DNA of our victim on there.
That is damning. That is damning.
We've got him.
That's really good. So we've got Bennett in there.
Twice.
So you've got victim's DNA on the knuckle duster.
Yep.
There's no wiggle room in that, is there?
No.
I'm surprised you're not doing a little happy dance, Abs.
Oh.
That's bang on, that. Winner.
I'll be honest, I'm absolutely chuffed that this has come back and it's actually given something that supports everything else that we've got. I'm really glad.
story of murder so ghastly, your head will spin.
It made the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
It is now 48 hours into the search for the missing Nassau County mother.
Where is she? What happened? Who is involved?
Everything in my body told me something horrible had happened to her.
A grisly crime scene.
There was blood everywhere.
Tells a story of unimaginable violence.
It was beyond shocking.
The search for the killer unravels a twisted tale of deadly secrets.
Every time you think you know the truth, you find out something else.
Who is the killer? A co-worker?
She was mysterious in every way imaginable.
An ex-boyfriend?
She described him as very violent.
I didn't have no one to do with it, been missing.
Or ex-husband?
She's in the middle of a custody battle.
Find out as we uncover the unbelievable truth full of lies, deadly secrets, twists, turns, and murder.
It was just lies after lies and secrets after secrets.
The tangled web was unraveling.
Video surveillance shows a dark, shadowy figure walking to the dumpster with huge bags.
We've been in the landfill searching for any body parts.
It made me feel sick.
A killer's stunning revelation.
I've been working from the FBI for over 25 years.
I can honestly tell you no one saw that coming. It really goes to show how far someone is willing to go to keep a secret.
A secret to die for. On the northeast shores of sunny Florida is the small seaside city of Fernandina Beach.
Fernandina Beach is a beautiful community. It's picturesque.
It's very touristy, a lot of attractions downtown.
Great hotels, restaurants, great beaches, lots of activities to do.
And it's a safe community. It's really the type of place you want to raise your family.
Jennifer Siebert recently relocated to Fernandina Beach to be with her family.
She had moved here to take care of an elderly mother who was not in good health.
By all accounts, she was a good person. She was doing the very best she could. She was a hairstylist.
And she was looking for a job.
Jennifer manages to attain a stylist position at Tangles, a busy hair salon located only a few minutes away from the beach.
Tangles was bright and fun. When you walk in, you just got a big greeting from everybody that was there. It was just a very inviting, welcoming place.
When Jennifer first went to work at Tangles, she was well liked by her coworkers.
She comes across as someone who's very happy and helpful.
She was willing to do extra chores around the shop and help out.
Which is a relief to 34-year-old Jolene Cummings, the salon's top stylist.
Jolene had a lot of clientele.
She's very well known. She's been there approximately 6 years.
And she just absolutely loved it. She was my best friend. When we were younger, we would sit in front of the mirror for hours just doing our hair. It was crazy. I'd be done and she'd still be doing their hair. She was determined. And she always wanted to be the best. No matter what she was doing, she wanted to be the best.
She has 3 children. She's working constantly to help provide for the kids. So when Jennifer started at the hair salon, Jolene was relieved. Because Jolene was working so much, this new person came in and gave her a break.
Jolene was so impressed with her and liked her so much and thought she did such a good job of doing extra things. She actually asked the owner, said, I don't know what you're paying her, but you should pay her a little more.
As the weeks pass, everything seems to be going well at the salon. But Jolene and her co-workers begin to notice some very odd things about the new stylist.
She was just very secretive and just kind of strange. Not only that, Jennifer didn't seem to have any friends. She was a loner. She would not give out her cell phone number, which is pretty unusual for a hairstylist who's trying to build clientele.
And she was wearing wigs, which is not what you would expect from someone who does hair professionally.
I've never known a hairstylist that wears a wig.
To say she was mysterious would be an understatement.
Jennifer offers her co-workers a compelling reason why.
She said that she came to Fernandina to look after her mother, but she's also hiding from an ex, that she's a domestic violence victim, which is the reason why she wears wigs.
She described him as a stalker and a computer expert, and she felt that if she gave out her number, he would be able to track her or find her and locate her. She described him as very violent. So she didn't want her identity known.
Jennifer's secret is safe with them. But little do they know how far she's willing to go to ensure she's never found.
There was a gym in Fernandina Beach that she was a member of.
She was spending hours on end at the gym.
Jennifer's very obsessed with her weight, staying in shape. She tries to stay fit.
Jennifer isn't the only person at the salon with a complicated personal life.
Jolene was in the process of divorcing her husband, Jason Cummings.
They had joint custody of their children.
There was disagreements. It was a struggle.
I was one-on-one with her through this entire process for her going through the divorce, and she was doing everything that she needed to do. Jolene was documenting every single conversation, every pickup time, every drop-off. She wanted to make sure that everything was covered for her children.
Complicating matters, Jolene is contending with another Jason in her life.
Shortly after her separation from her husband, she started dating a young man by the name of Jason G.
And recently, the couple have taken their relationship to the next level. Jason Gee moved in with Jolene.
She saw something in this new boyfriend.
But if Jolene knew everything about Jason, I don't think she would have had anything to do with him.
Jason G had been keeping a secret from Jolene. He had some law enforcement issues, some criminal issues in the past, include drug issues, and he had an active arrest warrant for a violation of probation.
And he was keeping that from her.
If Jolene's ex-husband finds out, it could potentially jeopardise her custody battle.
Her biggest fear was losing her children.
What Jolene doesn't know is that her domestic issues may be the least of her problems.
Jolene told me that this girl at her work was aggravating her.
Several weeks after Jennifer went to work at the salon, there was an incident where Jolene was just absolutely slammed. She had a full clientele, there was a lot of stuff going on, and she was hoping that Jennifer would help.
Can you help that customer? I'm busy.
Jennifer just sat over in the corner playing on her phone and just refused to help Jolene.
It was not normal for her to do that.
There was another incident where Jolene had a client and she was in the middle of styling her hair. It was very busy in the shop, and another customer came in to buy a gift card.
Hey, customers at the cash. They want a gift card. No, they're closer. Oh my God.
There was a lot of tension between Jolene and Jennifer.
Jolene can't figure out why the relationship is deteriorating.
But there are deadly secrets hiding just below the surface.
Who is this person?
It just seemed like everybody was protecting some kind of secret and some kind of lie.
Jolene and Jennifer's work relationship is becoming severely strained.
It started off great, but
as times pass, it's getting more and more stressed.
There was back and forth, there was bickering.
Jolene has no idea Jennifer's behaviour is about to get much worse.
Jennifer began to nitpick. If Jolene was 1 minute late for work, she would call the owner and tell him that Jolene was late.
And the lies kept going.
Jennifer's aim is to get Jolene fired.
Jennifer then makes a report to the owner that Jolene is stealing money from the cash register.
Jolene is shocked by the allegations.
She wasn't having that at all. She has never once backed down from anybody.
Jolene informs the owners that everything Jennifer told them is a lie, and they believe her.
They trusted her. She was on one-on-one communication with the owners of the salon constantly. They knew if she was running late. They knew if she was taking money out of the drawer. And that would have been none of Jennifer's business to even pay attention to something like that.
Jennifer's plan to get Jolene fired has failed, but the owners decide not to reprimand Jennifer in consideration of her dire circumstances.
She had said that she was running from an abusive ex.
Jolene didn't believe her, though. Jolene had a very good bullshit detector.
Maybe that came from her parents being in the police department.
Her stepfather worked for the sheriff's office. Her mother worked for the sheriff's office. She knew when something wasn't right.
She does have kind of a sixth sense.
Although it's not completely foolproof. Case in point, her current boyfriend, Jason Gee.
Jason G was keeping a secret from Jolene.
She didn't know that he had problems with the law.
That will soon change.
Jolene had discovered that he had violated the terms of his probation.
She confronted him.
She told Jason, "You can't stay here." She was concerned about him staying at her house with an active arrest warrant because she did not want that to weigh negatively on her custody battle with her ex-husband. Jason became very upset, enraged.
There was a large fight, there was yelling, there was screaming, and it frightened the neighbors.
So much so, they end up calling 911.
But unfortunately, by the time patrol officers got there, Jason had fled.
Jolene is severely shaken by the incident, and she worries what her fugitive ex-boyfriend might be capable of.
I worried about her, you know. She was living out there in the sticks by herself.
The next day at work, Jolene tries her best to carry on as if nothing happened.
But she's clearly shaken by this. Her concern is how this could affect her life.
Particularly if her ex-husband, Jason Cummings, hears about the incident.
Keeping her children was her number one priority. She naturally wanted to confide in someone she trusted, and that was a co-worker.
A co-worker not named Jennifer Siebert.
When Jennifer Siebert sees this conversation, her antenna goes up. She wants to listen in.
Jennifer is kind of walking towards trying to eavesdrop. So Jolene asked her colleague to step towards the back of the salon so that she can talk to her privately. And as she does so, Jennifer continues to follow and try to listen on the conversation.
Excuse me? Are you eavesdropping in on my conversation?
She's not one to sit there and let her business out and about to somebody she doesn't want to know about it.
So there was a big blow up.
She yells at her, "I don't like you.
Go away, you are fake."
Jennifer's response is, "What do you mean I'm fake?"
It leads to an intense argument.
It got so heated that the co-worker had to intervene.
Unfortunately for Jolene, her issues at work are the least of her problems. Word that the police were called to her home over her domestic disturbance with Jason Gee has reached her ex-husband.
Jolene told me about the ex-husband wanting to come and take the kids from her and threatening to do so.
She was very concerned. And as a mother, Jolene was not going to have that.
The pressure is building on Jolene Cummings' world.
She was willing to do anything for her children.
It's Saturday, May the 12th, and the salon is hopping.
Mother's Day was the next day, so you had all the mothers coming in and getting their hair done for their events, and then you also had prom. So that was a very big money day for Jolene.
And for the owners, it's all hands on deck, which means Jennifer Siebert is also helping out.
The first time I met Jennifer was when I went in there that day.
Are you excited for prom?
I had decided to get my hair done by Jolene for my senior prom.
Jolene mentioned that she's looking forward to the next day.
Not only was it Mother's Day, but it was also her birthday.
Jolene loved to celebrate her birthday.
There were big plans for the family to be together that weekend,
including Jolene's mother, Anne, and her 3 kids. But the next day, while Anne is preparing for the party, she receives a distressing phone call from Jason Cummings.
Jolene and Jason Cummings had a normal meeting place at a grocery store in the town of Hilliard, Florida.
She didn't show up.
This was out of the ordinary for her not to show up to get her children.
Jolene is also not responding to Jason or her mother's calls and texts.
And they were very concerned.
Even her best friend is unable to reach her.
I called her, but Jolene never called me back or texted me.
Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
When Jolene doesn't turn up for work on Monday morning, Anne uses her connections in law enforcement to ask for help.
We were familiar with Ann Johnson because she's worked with the sheriff's office for years in our communications division. So when Ann Johnson reported this, we knew something serious was going on.
Detective Wayne Harrington is put in charge of Jolene Cummings' missing person investigation.
When I get a missing person case, there's a lot of things that we can look at to try to determine a missing person's location. We're certainly going to look at cell phone records, social media sites. We're going to look at bank records, credit card records. In Jolene's case, there was no activity on her social media pages. There was no activity on her phone. It's like she just fell off the face of the earth.
Harrington knows it's still early days and is hopeful Jolene will eventually show up. In the meantime, police need to ascertain Jolene's last known whereabouts.
Our initial investigation determined that the last time that anybody had seen Jolene was at approximately 5 p.m. on Saturday, May 12th, when she was working at Tango's Hair Salon. I contacted the owner of Tango's Salon and determined that the only 2 people that had worked on that Saturday the 12th was Jolene and co-worker Jennifer Siebert.
Let's find Jennifer Siebert. Let's talk to her.
Hello?
I introduced myself to her and told her that Jolene Cummings had been reported missing, and I wanted to speak to her about that.
But before Harrington is able to ask her any questions, Siebert says she doesn't want to get involved.
She said that she had a stalker ex-boyfriend, that if her name was listed anywhere in a report, that somehow he would find out her location and track her down. It just seemed very, very strange to me. I explained to her that I was simply wanting to speak to her because she had worked with Jolene on Saturday. I asked her, was Jolene acting weird? Did she give you any explanation of going anywhere over the weekend? She simply stated no, Jolene was acting normally and they did not discuss any future plans.
Siebert says that after they closed up the salon, Jolene got in her SUV and drove away.
This was the last time that Jolene was seen.
Police obtain a search warrant on Jolene's home to see if they can find any clue to where she might be. They find something troubling, signs of violence.
It was very suspicious. We found out that Jolene recently had a domestic violence dispute at her house, a couple days prior to her missing.
with a man named Jason Gee.
We knew that we had to locate Jason Gee. I had a detective that attempted to contact him via phone. The phone rang about 10 times. Finally, Jason answered the phone, and when the detective identified himself, he immediately terminated the call, and any attempts to contact him via phone after that, he had turned his phone off. So between the domestic incident that had previously occurred at the house and the fact that he was ducking and dodging the police, he was quickly becoming a suspect in this case.
Police are still hopeful Jolene will eventually turn up. They look to her family members and friends to see if they can provide anything that will help find her.
I had no clue. I was just started playing off all these, different scenarios. Maybe she just needed a break because of how much stress she'd been under. Jolene was in the middle of a custody battle with Jason. She did call me about putting an injunction of protection against him because he was threatening to take the kids.
We were all trying to figure out, is her soon-to-be ex-husband a person of interest?
I knew that this was somebody that I needed to talk to.
Nassau County Police have a person of interest in the mysterious disappearance of 34-year-old hairstylist Jolene Cummings. Her ex-husband, Jason Cummings.
They were going through a divorce and things were getting a little messy.
I made contact with Jason Cummings on the phone. He was very cooperative. He agreed to come and meet with me the next morning at the sheriff's office so that he could be interviewed. Obviously, you are a person of interest. Anytime that somebody goes missing, I understand that. He talked to me freely and openly. Is there somewhere you were at, somebody you're with, that we can go back and verify where you were at? Jason Cummings was able to give me his location throughout the weekend.
If you need to search anything, I got my car out here, you're more welcome.
He even allowed me to search his cell phone and allowed my crime scene unit to examine his vehicle.
His alibi checked out. He was cleared as a suspect.
What do you think happened to Jolene?
Me personally, you asked me what I think.
He said, if you're concerned that something's happened, I think the person you need to look at is her boyfriend.
I got text messages from other people saying he's bad news.
At that point in time, we knew that we had to locate Jason Gee.
But he was hiding from law enforcement.
To find Gee, investigators will use everything at their disposal. They attempt to trace his cell phone and reach out to his friends and family to see if they know where he is. Their hard work pays off.
He eventually was located at a relative's house in Hilliard, Florida. He was hiding inside the house. He had hidden underneath some cardboard boxes in a room.
Gee is arrested and taken down to the Nassau County Sheriff's Office to be questioned about Jolene's disappearance.
There were some things that come up during the interview that were kind of red flags that did concern me.
One of which, his cell phone is missing.
If I had my phone and knew exactly where it was, I would tell you.
It's not the only suspicious thing that concerns Harrington.
Do me a favor, hold your hands up like this. Flip them for me. You got some scratches on your wrist and everything.
That raised a huge red flag.
Jason Gee explained the injuries to his arms, that he had been scratched while he was petting or messing around with a dog.
Gee also has some peculiar scratches on his back.
He explained the scratches on his back as some branches when he was out in the woods. It didn't seem like a very good explanation.
Investigators suspect Gee's injuries might be the handiwork of his missing ex-girlfriend.
Jolene's a tough girl. She was a scrapper.
But he denies he had anything to do with her disappearance.
I love her. I didn't hurt her. I didn't have nothing to do with her being missing. Nothing like that. Definitely wouldn't take her away from the babies. Those babies are her world.
As much as things look suspicious and bad for Jason Gee, he really did seem like he loved Jolene and like he was concerned that she was missing.
Guy is also able to account for his whereabouts around the time Jolene went missing.
We checked the alibi, and he was basically eliminated as suspect. After interviewing both Jason Cummings and Jason G., I still had no idea where Jolene was at.
To help solve the mystery, the Nassau County Sheriff's Office decides to go public with the case.
We created a flyer that had photographs of Jolene and also of Jolene's vehicle. And we distributed it to the local news media.
It is now 48 hours into the search for Jolene Cummings, a missing Nassau County mother.
Cummings was last seen leaving work at the Tangles Hair Salon on Saturday around 5 p.m.
In 2018, I was a morning show reporter. It was a big story. They were asking for our help.
Nassau County Sheriff's Office volunteers search for her on horseback in a wooded area in Hilliard.
It was generating a lot of buzz.
It was all over social media.
I'd now like to ask Jolene's mother, Ann Johnson, if she would step forward.
Police also enlist the help of Jolene's mother, Anne.
She was spreading the word, and she desperately wanted to find Jolene.
I beg you as a mother, to please keep coming forward.
For many in the Fernandina Beach community, it's the first time they hear the popular hairstylist is missing.
It was kind of hard to fathom because I had just saw her a few days prior and everything was fine.
People are talking about it like crazy. They're asking questions, they're wanting answers.
The media attention around Jolene's disappearance eventually pays off.
I received a phone call from someone who had claimed to have seen Jolene's car at a home improvement business a couple miles from Tangle Salon.
Harrington and other officers quickly make their way to the location of Jolene's SUV, uncertain of what they will find.
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if Jolene was going to be in the vehicle.
Unfortunately, she's not. And when police examine her vehicle, they are unable to find any clues to where Jolene might be.
It was looking more and more like something horrible had happened to her.
Police are fearing the worst, but they need to be certain.
We checked every business to see if there was any security camera footage. We were able to find a nearby bank that had some footage of when Jolene's vehicle was parked in the parking lot.
And we want to know who was driving it.
If Jolene is at the wheel, it might mean her disappearance is not the result of foul play.
A figure exits the driver's side. It was pretty obvious to me that it was not Jolene.
They're wondering, who is this person?
Unfortunately, the bank surveillance video was not of good enough quality to identify that person, but I could see that the figure was walking towards a nearby gas station.
We were able to pull the video surveillance from the gas station.
And this time, police are able to clearly see who it is.
It just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
It was beyond shocking.
The Nassau County Sheriff's Office are hopeful the gas station's security footage will reveal who's responsible for Jolene Cummings' disappearance.
The fortunate thing was that this particular station has excellent surveillance video. It was very clear that the person who had exited Jolene's vehicle and entered the gas station was Jennifer Seibert.
I can honestly tell you, no one saw that coming.
Jennifer Seibert was wearing all black. Her hair was pulled back.
In the video, you could see that she had scratch marks and injuries on her face.
They suspect that Jolene could be the source of Jennifer's injuries.
I knew that this was somebody that I had to locate. The problem was where to find her. I checked the address that was listed on Jennifer Seibert's application at Tangles Hair Salon, and the address did not exist in Fernandina Beach, Florida.
One of Jennifer's biggest secrets was now out.
Jennifer was lying about living with her mother. She was secretly homeless.
Investigators learn that up until recently, Jennifer was staying somewhere else, the local gym.
The truth is, she was not working out.
She would go in and she would spend hours in the locker room facility to clean up and shower. After, she would actually lock herself into a bathroom stall.
When staff members did their final rounds, they were unaware that there was someone secretly spending the night.
But some of the workers found her in there.
They had to ban her from being there because she was using the gym inappropriately.
She had all kinds of little secrets that we were starting to learn about.
And no one knows where she currently is, including the owners of the hair salon.
All of a sudden, she quit. Jennifer told the owner, I have a family emergency and I need to take off out of town.
Police believe they know the most likely reason why Jennifer Siebert killed Jolene Cummings.
I knew at that point that whatever happened to Jolene likely happened inside Tangle's hair salon.
Nassau County Police bring in a forensic team to search the salon for any evidence of foul play.
When we walk in, to the naked eye, things appeared pretty normal. But once you take a closer look, there was things, unless you were really close, you wouldn't even see them.
Tiny red dots on the walls and countertop.
When we analyzed those spots, it did come back positive for blood.
To see if there may be more, they apply a special chemical compound on the floors of the salon.
Luminol is a forensic tool that's used to detect blood at a crime scene.
That entire salon lit up like a Christmas tree. There was blood everywhere.
At that point, we knew something tragic had happened at that salon.
And not only that, someone had attempted to clean up the blood. And later, we did find a mop in the back storeroom area of the salon that did test positive for blood.
A subsequent DNA test proves that it belongs to Jolene Cummings. And considering the amount of blood found at the scene, detectives know it's unlikely she's still alive.
Nobody could lose that much blood and survive. At that point in time, I said to myself, you're no longer working a missing persons investigation.
This is now a homicide.
I knew that I had to make contact with Ann Johnson and inform her that her daughter was dead. She was devastated. I'm sure it was probably the most horrible day of her life.
News of Jolene Cummings' death shocks the community of Fernandina Beach.
Breaking news out of Nassau County tonight as the sheriff's office believes that a missing Yulee mother, 34-year-old Jolene Cummings, is dead.
No.
I knew it before I knew it. I knew it on the inside of me. Everything in my body told me something horrible had happened to her. Sorry.
There was a memorial in front of the Tangles hair salon. People were leaving flowers. They wanted answers just as much as the family did.
Who killed Jolene and where is her body? The grisly answer is soon revealed when the Nassau County Sheriff's Office reach out to a business located near the hair salon.
There was one restaurant near Tangles with a camera in the alleyway behind the restaurant and behind the salon.
Detectives view the security footage from the night Jolene disappeared and are disturbed by what they see.
We watch Jennifer carrying out trash bags and throwing them in the dumpster.
Considering the large traces of blood discovered inside the salon, investigators suspect they know what Jennifer is throwing out.
I certainly think it's possible she dismembered Jolene in order to be able to dispose of her more easily. I believe that at least part of Jolene may have been in those trash bags.
Unfortunately, the police don't have enough evidence to prove Jennifer killed Jolene. Shortly after the video was taken, a garbage truck showed up.
We don't have a body, and to get a conviction on a homicide case without a body is extremely difficult.
Investigators are able to locate the landfill site the dumpster's contents were taken to, and with the FBI's assistance, they begin the difficult search for Jolene Cummings' remains.
We've been in the landfill searching for any body parts.
We were standing on a pile of garbage looking down like we're on top of a mountain. It was literally like a needle in a haystack.
While the search for Jolene's body continues, detectives attempt to track down her suspected killer, Jennifer Siebert.
We knew that she was likely living out of her vehicle, so we searched areas where someone who was living out of a car may frequent a truck stop or a road rest area.
I got in the car and I went 95 south trying to locate her. I went to a couple of rest areas. The first one, I didn't see her vehicle. I decided to turn around, and while I was pulling through, I saw her vehicle, and I thought, there she is, that's her.
In the driver's seat, sound asleep. Knowing Jennifer is potentially dangerous, Detective Rose calls for backup.
Once we got there, we approached with our guns drawn, and we gave her orders to exit the vehicle with her hands in the air.
Police are confident they now have Jolene's killer in custody. Little do they know that Jennifer Siebert will soon reveal a startling secret that will turn their entire investigation upside down.
She was full of secrets and lies.
Every time you think you know the truth, you find out something else.
Jennifer Siebert is transported to the Nassau County Sheriff's Office for processing.
At this point, she was charged only with the theft of Jolene's vehicle.
Investigators are certain she's guilty of much more.
It was obvious that she had been in one hell of a fight. She had Band-Aids all over her.
She also had a very long scratch going down her face.
I could tell that it was likely a fingernail scratch.
Detective Harrington will question Jennifer Siebert to see what she may reveal about the murder of Jolene Cummings.
Something happened to Jolene, and we actually sent our crime scene unit out to process tangles, and there was some evidence there. Okay.
Harrington has no idea of the startling secret Siebert is about to reveal.
Give me the full name.
Kimberly Kessler.
Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Siebert was, in fact, Kimberly Kessler.
Jennifer Siebert is a pseudonym.
When you run my fingerprints through, they come up as Kimberly Lee Kessler. I've been living under this particular alias since 1999.
And that's not all.
25 years, I mentioned I've been running from the FBI. They'll have a list of everything. Everything.
She bragged that she had been on the run from the FBI for 25 years.
Did I mention I'm wanted in Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Arizona?
She had lived in about 14 states with about 17 different aliases, some of them that she had stolen from dead persons. The real Jennifer Siebert was a girl that had died in an auto accident, and she had stolen her name and identity off a gravestone.
Kimberly always made herself out like she is smarter than anybody else.
She was more than willing to sit and talk about herself all day long, but the minute that I approached her about Jolene, I think Jolene's dead, and I think you know where Jolene is. She quit talking to me. I'm going to find out where those little boys' mama is. I promise you I'm going to do that. You can help me do that, and you're the one that can make it happen right now.
No, I cannot.
Kimberly Kessler never admitted to anything in reference to Jolene's murder.
Detectives uncovered Kimberly's disturbing criminal history that led to a life on the run. She viciously stabbed an ex-boyfriend, shot his pet, and threatened a woman with a handgun.
It was obvious that she was a very violent person. I think what really started Kimberly Kessler down the path to murder Jolene was that day when Jolene confronts her and says, "You're fake. you're not who you say you are. Jolene went to the point of asking a coworker, I don't think Seibert is her real last name. I want to find out if she has a criminal record.
That could have been the tipping point for Kimberly Kessler, that the jig may be up. Her cover was going to be blown.
And that's when she decided she had to kill her.
Armed with this information, authorities pieced together the tragic events the day Jolene was murdered. Kessler waited until after they closed the salon.
I believe that she attacked Jolene with a pair of scissors.
This had to be a surprise attack.
I think she thought it was going to be easy, but Jolene didn't make it easy for her.
Jolene was fighting for her life. She felt like hell.
After Jolene was dead, Kessler hatched a diabolical plan to dispose of the evidence.
We processed Kimberly Kessler's vehicle, and we actually found a receipt.
She purchased ammonia, a carving knife, trash bags, gloves, cleaning supplies.
And it was all caught on the store's security cameras.
We now know that they were used in a very nefarious way.
The salon was closed on Sunday and Monday, so Kimberly had all the time she needed.
What happened in that salon was horrific. She is truly a sick person.
Despite their best efforts, police are unable to find Jolene Cummings' remains. But the evidence against Kimberly Kessler is insurmountable.
In Kimberly Kessler's vehicle, we found a pair of scissors that we tested, and we did determine that it was Jolene's blood. We eventually did find a storage unit that she had in Fernandina Beach, and we obtained a search warrant for that storage unit. We found a lot of items that were very important to this case. All black clothing that was very consistent with the clothes that were shown in the gas station video. And we also found the black combat military style boots. In the storage unit, we found multiple cell phones. We got individual search warrants for each one of those phones, and the results were quite shocking.
We discovered that days prior, she was looking up co-worker guilty of murder, no body, no crime.
There were searches related to autopsy and how to dismember a body. To me, that's premeditated. This is not a crime where her and Jolene got in a fight at the salon and it got out of hand. This was something that, was planned. This was something where she intended to murder her.
Kimberly Kessler is eventually convicted of first-degree murder and is sentenced to life in prison without any possibility of parole.
To murder someone just to protect a secret, it's an awful reason to murder somebody. She could have very easily got in her car and drove away, and a week later, no one in Fernandina Beach would have knew she existed.
Jolene was a truly outstanding person. The saddest part of the story is just knowing that her children will never see her again.
It would be very important for her kids to have some sort of closure. I want her to be remembered as a strong woman, fun-loving, and an amazing mother.
I miss her laugh. And her smiles. She was full of life.
She was my best friend. And soulmate. I loved her so much.